Hi, in this tech review, I'm going to tell you about a very interesting tape machine that I owned years ago. It's called the Roberts 778X reel-to-reel, and it's a beautiful, very sturdy, very hefty reel-to-reel machine that was released, I believe, in 1971. And what's really interesting about this machine is that it played reel-to-reel, but also on the side of the machine, there was an 8-track deck. And you could dub whatever you had on reel, you could dub it to 8-track, which was a very interesting feature of this machine. This machine, when it was released, was about $400 brand new. Now, to give you some perspective, in 1971, $400 would have been equivalent today to about $3,000. So this was definitely not a cheap machine when it was released. It's very high quality. You can tell all of the buttons, all of the controls. It's very well designed and very well built. I actually bought mine secondhand. I think I bought it in 1992 or 1993, and I believe I paid about $50 for it. Basically, as I find with many reel-to-reel machines, they don't age well. And I find over time a lot of the belts will go, a lot of the internal parts will go. And one of the drawbacks of reel-to-reel, as many of you probably know, over time, because these machines are 30, 40, even 50 years old or older, sometimes it's almost impossible to find replacement parts. So that's one of the drawbacks I find of reel-to-reel. But anyway, just to give you a brief rundown of some of the stats for the Roberts 778X, the largest reel it could accept was 7-inch. The fastest speed that it ran at was 7.5 inches per second. The wow and flutter, when you ran it at 7.5 inches per second, was 0.18%. The frequency response at 7.5 inches per second was between 30 hertz to 23 kilohertz. The signal-to-noise ratio was 50 decibels, and total harmonic distortion was 2%. So overall, a very decent machine that yielded high-quality recordings. The output power was 6 watts. And another thing I really liked about this unit, it had built-in speakers. There were 2 speakers on either side of the machine, and they both had silver metal doors on each one that kind of looked like shutters that you could open and then listen to the speakers. So that was a very nice feature about it. The dimensions of it were 15 by 13.5 by 9.5 inches. Again, it was a very hefty, very solidly built machine, and it weighs about 37.4 pounds. So that gives you an idea of how sturdy this thing was. Again, it was a really good machine. I enjoyed using it for a number of years. Back in the day when I used to record my own original songs on 4-track, I would often do mixdown to this reel-to-reel deck. And I found that the recordings were very, very good quality. One thing I did notice, however, I found the recordings quite trebly. There was a little equalization button on the front of the machine, which you could adjust, and there were also tone adjustments on each of the volume knobs. But even with that, even after adjusting those, I still found the recordings to be quite high range and very sort of sharp and trebly, with not a whole lot of bass. But I'm sure you could correct that with an external EQ. People have asked me, is it easy to find blank reel-to-reels, blank reels of tape? You can still find them. It's much harder, of course, nowadays to find them than it was years ago. I remember back when I was really using this machine back in sort of the mid-90s, I could buy a fresh, new, sealed 7-inch reel of Ampex tape, and at that time it probably cost between $20 to $25. I'm not even sure if Ampex still exists or if you can still buy fresh new reels of recording tape. If anyone knows, please leave a comment in the comment section. It certainly, when you ran it at high speeds, the fidelity and the reproduction was very, very crisp. It gave very, very good results. So that's my general review of the Roberts 778X reel-to-reel. Definitely a classic reel-to-reel recording machine. And if you do happen to find one secondhand, pick it up. I can't guarantee that it will be in excellent working condition, but if you're the kind of person who likes to take things apart and likes to fix things, I'm sure it would be a great fixer-upper. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. And we'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.